Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's Calabucas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation startups, the future, not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. Now, do you remember the phrase, dent the universe? It's something that Steve Jobs used. He used the phrase dent the universe at, I think it was a commencement speech or something like that. And he was talking about people aspiring to make huge changes. Because I think we should all aspire to make huge changes in the world. And the interesting thing about the term dent the universe is that it's not necessarily positive or negative, right? I mean, you would think that when Steve Jobs was saying it, you'd think that just thinking about it is that it's a positive thing, that you're putting a dent in the universe. You're making a mark, right? You're making a mark on the world. But when you think about dent in the universe as a statement, it could be a positive statement or it could be a negative statement. It could have just been the same kind of thing that Dr. Evil would have said. It's like, I'm going to dent the universe. It could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing. But I think we should all choose to dent the universe in a good way. Right? Don't you agree? So, if you think about it, he has dented the universe. He's dented the universe in a huge way by introducing or popularizing the smartphone. Because prior to the iPhone, there were smartphones. There were plenty of smartphones out there, but they just didn't get popularized in the same way that he did it. And of course, Apple has dented the universe in multiple different ways. And of course, thinking about denting the universe and making that mark and making that change is always a good personal thing. And you have to ensure that it's also a positive change. Because you could even say that denting the universe could be as negative as think of how many people were injured or killed by using smartphones in their car when they should be driving. I mean, that is a pretty big dent in the universe too, but it's not a positive dent in the universe. But I digress. So my question to you is, how are you going to dent the universe? And do you even want to dent the universe? See, one of the things I've read recently is that a lot of what we do is because we want to dent the universe. We want ourselves to be projected into the future because we're mortal. We're mortal. One day, all of us will die. That's just the way it is. That's what human beings are all about at this point in time. Now, I'm a big fan of life extension. I think we should try and work on extending our lifespan as much as we possibly can. But at this point, we will all die. Pretty much everyone who's watching this will die. Unless, of course, there's some aliens out there who are going to be really, really long-lived or immortal. Or maybe there's some humans out there who are immortal watching this today are saying, what are you talking about, Calabucas? I'm not going to die. Speak for yourself. But we're all trying to grasp immortality. And some of us grasp immortality through the transmission of our genetic material, as in having kids. And others of us try to do things that will last long, long after we're gone. So that one day, someone somewhere is reading a Wikipedia article about our lives, or our name is mentioned somewhere. Somewhere. So that our children, our grandchildren's grandchildren, or somebody really far down goes back and says, oh yeah, that guy, I remember him. Or I remember what he did. Or I remember how he changed the universe. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a huge dent. It could be a small dent, but it's some kind of a dent. It's some kind of a change. And I think we all aspire to something like that. Even if, like I said, it's simply the act of transferring your genetic material to your children and your children's children and your children's children and onward and so forth. What are you going to do to dent the universe? How are you going to affect the world around you so that people in the future will look back at you and say, yeah, that was amazing what that human being did. What amazing things are you going to do so that human beings in the future will look back and say, yep, that guy, that girl, that person, that human was an amazing, amazing human being, and they did some good? Or are they going to look back and say, what did they do? They did some bad. They dented the universe, but they didn't dent the universe in a positive way. How do you want future generations to look back or look at, say, a Wikipedia entry on you and your life and see what and read about what you did? What do you want that Wikipedia entry to say about what you did, how you lived your life, how you dented the universe? When was the last time you thought about that?